For nearly a year at home, Utah lawmakers have been turning the screws on the Salt Lake City School District.
Many state leaders want the district to get back to class ASAP. Chris Jones in our Beyond the Books unit shows us they're threatening to hit the district where it hurts.
Although Salt Lake City Schools was working on a plan to get students back into the classroom, it wasn't fast enough for many lawmakers here on the Hill, who started threatening not only school leaders, but its teachers.
Representatives for 2021.
So this is a direct reaction to Salt Lake City.
Yes, yeah, it is.
I move that the speaker be authorized.
Utah lawmakers are not hiding their motives. They are moving the powerful gears of state government to bend the Salt Lake City School District to their will. SB 107, sponsored by Senator Todd Weiler, intends to strip Salt Lake City schools of funding if they don't offer an in-person education option to parents.
That must have been troublesome for you.
Yeah, it felt like the timing was a little off.
Salt Lake City School Board President Melissa Ford and her board are the only district in the state who have voted to keep kids out of the classroom. This out of fear of the spread of COVID-19.
Online school is garbage, and that's because it is.
The decision has been controversial, but Ford says it's the board's decision to make.
Does it bother you that somebody was trying to say, look, you can't run the district the way you want to run it?
I think that honoring local control is the most important thing here. I think that that's something that's been a time-honored value in Utah.
The way the system is set up in Utah is school boards are autonomous, meaning they operate 100% independently, answering directly only to taxpayers. That local control is a value Utah lawmakers lean on often, particularly when it comes to federal oversight of the state.
Local control, very important in Utah.
Yes.
This bill kind of feels like it takes it away. Why are you sponsoring it?
Well, I don't think there's any more control more local than parents.
Get to work immediately.
As the new Biden administration opened the doors to restoring Bears Ears National Monument, Utah lawmakers decried the idea and cited local control, complaining that federal land management decisions in Utah, quote, have often been done to us rather than with us. The statement was signed by Republican leaders, including House Speaker Brad Wilson.
Our commitment to investing in.
Brad Wilson did something to the Salt Lake City School District in December. He dropped a bombshell on the district, ramming through an amendment that would restrict Salt Lake City school teachers from getting $1,500 bonuses if the district didn't get students back into class. The decision was done to Salt Lake City and not with them, Democrats on the Hill say.
Senator, you're on the subcommittee. Did you know that this amendment was coming?
No.
Beyond the Books, using a public records request, asked for all communications between Salt Lake City School District and state lawmakers. We discovered lawmakers never reached out to school leaders to work out a solution to the in-person impasse.
Did anyone reach out to you during that time?
No, it was a surprise.
Speaker, there's a sense in Utah that the feds may try to shove an expanded Bears Ears down Utah's throat. But Salt Lake City Schools, thanks in part to the bonus amendment that you offered up and SB 107, they fear that the legislature is trying to shove in-person learning down the district's throat. How can you accept the need for local control in one case, but not in the other?
Well, we actually have given the Salt Lake District local control. It's completely and entirely their decision whether or not they want to open up their schools and whether or not they want their teachers to be eligible for that bonus. And unlike what's happening with the federal government, which is not giving us any part of that decision making.
It seems like because of the threat of not allowing bonuses and then also pulling funding, that's punitive and punishment rather than working together with the district.
Well, I would say those are your words, not mine, Chris.
Well, the pressure worked. Salt Lake City Schools returned some of its students to class today, and Todd Weiler, the sponsor of SB 107, says he will now pause that bill. Guys, back to you.
Chris, thanks. If you have an education story that you think we need to investigate, the information is on your screen. Just contact the Beyond the Books investigative team.